Yesterday, we read this story, Tops and Bottoms, and as we were reading the story, a lot of you were making some great connections. Some of your brains were just pinging off going, oh, I've heard this story before. Okay, we talked about how Tops and Bottoms is very similar to the story that we read a couple weeks ago, Le Pen Plays Possum. And we talked about how some of the character traits, even though the storylines are very similar, some of the character traits and some of the character motivations are very different than what we read in Le Pen Plays Possum. Okay, so today what we are going to be looking at is this same book, Tops and Bottoms again, but we're going to kind of explore a different question today. When we read Le Pen Plays Possum, Mabry close the book. When we read Le Pen Plays Possum a couple of weeks ago, we determined that the setting for that story was what? What was the setting for the story Le Pen Plays Possum? Addie?
It was a big cotton field.
Okay. Cole, you have something to add to her thinking? Do you agree with her?
I disagree because that was in Boogie Over a Barrel, and we're talking about Le Pen Plays Possum. Really, Le Pen was tricking Boogie.
He was. He was tricking him. What was our setting in that story when he was being so tricky? Kate?
Louisiana.
Louisiana. How did you know our setting was in Louisiana?
Because, you could tell because they said, like bayou and things like that. And they also grew Louisiana crops like cotton.
They also grew Louisiana crops. Add on to her thinking. What kind of Louisiana crops, Emery? In Le Pen Plays Possum, what Louisiana crops did they grow?
They grew cotton, sweet potatoes, rice, and corn.
Okay, excellent. I want you to take out that clipboard you have in front of you. And I want you to write those 3 crops down. Just make a list of them. We're not writing in a complete sentence, but just make a list. Sweet potatoes, rice, and corn. Just make a list of those 3 things. Just make a list. Corn, sweet potatoes, and rice. Those are the 3 things you should have on your list. Because those were the 3 crops that were in the story Le Pen Plays Possum. And we said that was a Louisiana setting because those crops are what we grew. Kate said it was also a Louisiana setting because it told us they were by a bayou. We know bayous are in Louisiana. Okay, those were kind of some inferences we made based on what we were reading. Today, we are going to explore this question. Everybody stop writing and look up here with me. Today, we're going to be exploring this question. And by the end of today, I think we can all answer this question. Do you think the setting for Tops and Bottoms is also Louisiana? Okay, now nobody shout out the answer at me right now. We're going to do some thinking about this. Let me read it again. Do you think the setting for Tops and Bottoms is also Louisiana? Okay, now I'm going to let you and your partner go off and I'm going to let you read Tops and Bottoms to each other again. Okay, you're going to go through the story, you're going to read it to each other, and as you're reading, you're going to be thinking. Do we ever read without thinking? No. Because reading is thinking. That's right. You're going to be reading and thinking. As you're reading, as you're thinking, you're going to be writing down. We just made a list of the crops from Le Pen Plays Possum, so what else do you think you're going to make a list of? Crops from Tops and Bottoms. Excellent, okay? You're going to be thinking about those crops and what you already know about those crops. You and your partner can do some talking back and forth about what you think, okay? But when I ask your opinion about something, can you just give me your opinion?
No.
What else do you have to give me? If I ask for your opinion, what do you have to give me, Peyton?
Evidence.
Evidence. Evidence from what? Evidence from your brain?
The text.
Evidence straight from the text. Okay? So that's what you're looking for. You're going on a hunt to find the crops from this story. Okay, now there might be more hints from this story, more things you can infer that let you know whether these crops, whether the setting is in Louisiana also or not. But definitely make a list of the crops, okay? So as you and your partner go to read, you're going to find a spot quiet in the room. You're going to open up the book. You're going to get busy reading. I'm going to give you about 10 minutes to read and discuss. What are you doing while you're reading?
Thinking.
Okay. Also, thinking and list, making a list. Okay. I keep hearing listening, and I think it's list, but yes, you're going to make a list. What are you making a list of, Mary Grace?
All the crops.
From tops and bottoms. Okay. Read, make a list, and then you'll come back here. Okay. When you're finished reading, you will come back here. Okay. Yes, Kate.
So, is your partner going to read you and your
Take turns. Yeah. You're not both going to read the whole story. Take turns. Maybe you read a page, your partner reads a page. That's a decision you and your partner are going to make, okay? Just like you and your partner can make that decision. Don't you agree? Okay? All right. I'm going to set the timer for 10 minutes. You are off to read. Let me see you tiptoe to a place quiet in the room.
But now he had nothing. He had lost a risky bet in the tortoise and had sold all of his plants to pay off the debt. I'll take the top half there, right? Top. There's
All right, Samuel, what are we writing? Okay, they are in very bad shape. Is that answering our question? Do you think the setting for tops and bottoms is also Louisiana? Okay, remember this is our question that we're exploring today. So as you read, you're looking for the names of those crops. Okay? So when you get ready, when you find the names of the crops, that's something that you need to be writing down on your paper. Okay? Okay, and you're not writing on both of your papers. You're only writing on yours. You're writing on your paper. Okay? Okay, what have we discovered? Okay, what do you know about those plants, those types of plants? Okay, what else do you know about those types? What do you notice from this story about these plants? That these types of crops? How do you know from this story that they're grown in Louisiana? What gives you that hint?
Because they're in a...
So do you think Louisiana is the only place with fields? That's an interesting question. Okay, maybe we'll find that out as we research. Okay, keep reading.
So what crops do you do? What's similar to the any similar crops?
Alright, the bell has rung, so everyone should be making their way back to their spots. You should have your list of crops made. Very nice. I heard some of you, as you were reading and making the list of crops, you were making some predictions already. You were thinking, oh, it has to be set in Louisiana because there's crops and fields of crops. Do you think Louisiana is the only place that has fields of crops?
Oregon.
That's a very good question. I wonder if there's other places around the United States that have crops also. Well, we are going to do some research today. Remember how we researched cotton using the iPads? We're going to do some very similar research today. We are going to research the crops that you put on your list. Who can tell me what were the bottom crops? The crops that were, the bottoms were really good, the part that was good. What did you have, Emma?
I
carrots, radishes, and beets. You should have those 3 things on your list. Everybody make sure you do. What did you say the great middles were, Violet? Or the great tops, I'm sorry, the tops.
Lettuce, broccoli, and celery.
Lettuce, broccoli, and celery. You should have those on your list also. And what were the good middles, Mabry?
Corn.
Corn. Okay, corn. Does everyone, give me a thumbs up if everyone has all of those things on their list. You should have all of those things on your list. I like the way Tate's giving them each a check mark to make sure. Now, when you're researching today, you're going to be going around the room. The iPads are already set for the crop. Okay, in the basket it tells you what kind of crop you're researching, and the iPad is already set for that crop. Okay, you are going to look on those websites, see if you can find, the only thing you're looking for is where that crop is grown. Okay? That's the only thing you're looking for. Make sure you're looking at where it's grown, Andrew, in Louisiana. Excuse me, in the United States, not in Louisiana, in the United States. Okay, so look for different states that they're grown in, and then jot a list next to where you wrote it down. So if you wrote carrots, next to it you want to write what state it's grown in. Next to corn, you want to write what state it's grown in. If you're researching lettuce, you want to write what state it was grown in. Okay? Make a list of those, see what you're discovering, maybe talk about it with your group, and then we'll come back here and we'll talk about it all together, okay? We're looking for some evidence. I don't think there was quite enough evidence in this story to let me know if it was Louisiana or not. Was there? No, so let's do some research and see if we can find out, okay? I will ring the bell. I'll set the timer. We'll have about 2 to 3 minutes. We'll see how much time we need at each station. It shouldn't take you very long because the information is right there on the iPads for you, okay? And then when I ring the bell, we'll rotate to the next station. Our Promethean board today is going to be one of our stations, okay? So if I send you there, you're looking at the board to get the information. You can scroll up and down just by one person touching the board. If all of you in the group are touching, then it won't work, okay? So let's make sure we're making sure we do it right. All right, if you sit on this bench right here, you're going to the orange group, which luckily is carrots, because carrots are orange. Okay, if you are sitting on that bench right there, Hud's bench, you're going back there to the corner to broccoli. Go do some research on broccoli. If you're talking on the carpet, you're not going to know where I'm sending you. If you sit on that bench, then you may come right over there to the yellow basket. Where are they grown? What does the website tell you about where they're grown? Okay, where in the United States? Is it more specific?
California, Texas, Washington, Michigan, Florida, Colorado.
Ooh, are they grown in Louisiana? That's interesting. Why don't we just write down a couple of those, okay? So next to the word carrots, let's write down a couple of those. You could even use some abbreviations, right? California, Texas, Washington, keep going. What are we discovering about broccoli? Okay, Italy's not in the United States, so let's see if we can find some information about where it's grown in the United States.
Unlike cauliflower, broccoli is a fairly new crop to America. Broccoli was first grown commercially in
California. Is that Louisiana? Let's keep reading. Let me see. Let's see what else is on there. Oh, right here, look. Leading broccoli producing states are California, Arizona, Texas, and Oregon. None of those are Louisiana. Why don't you just list a couple of those? You don't have to list them all, and you can even put the abbreviation if you'd like.
Sugar cane. We did have sweet potatoes and tomatoes.
Okay, so where are they grown? What did it tell you in this?
We only got
Okay.
they're grown in California.
Arizona.
Peaches.
I see California and Arizona. So does that sound like Louisiana? It doesn't. So let's write California and Arizona down quickly, and then what are you discovering about celery?
It grows in Michigan and California. Some in Texas, but that was at the
Yeah, in California. Okay, so not Louisiana, right? Oh, very interesting. Yes. Very nice. So you have discovered that so far it's not grown in Louisiana. So what are you thinking? What's your prediction so far about? Do you think the setting for tops and bottoms is also Louisiana?
I feel like kind of. I feel like it's still kind of
Could be.
culture because it has a lot of
Corn. Corn was in both stories. That had me thinking too. Do you think corn is grown other places than Louisiana? Could possibly be, right? Okay, could possibly be. That bell means to freeze where you are. The next bell will mean to rotate. Leave your things and rotate to the next stage. Louisiana. These are the things from Look and Place Blossom.
Agriculture and crops are generated back crops. The other 40% are produced while livestock and livestock products in turn income generated.
Okay, this website is just talking about Louisiana crops. What have you discovered about the Louisiana crops by reading this website?
Sugarcane is the leading cash crop in Louisiana.
Okay, so sugar cane, that wasn't one of the things in this book, was it? Okay, what else does it talk about?
Rice, soybeans, cotton,
Other important crops are rice, soybeans, cotton, and corn. Where did we hear some of those things? Okay. Okay, so you're saying there was corn in here. Okay. When you did your corn research over there, did it list Louisiana? No. But what did it list?
Iowa,
So is corn, with just corn, is that enough information for us to say that this setting is set in Louisiana? I'm kind of agreeing with you. Y'all talk about it for a minute.
It should be corn and it should be corn.
That means to freeze. And quickly, thank you, Linnea. Our question for the day was, do you think, just leave it, it'll be fine. Do you think the setting for tops and bottoms is also Louisiana? Now, I heard some great discussion as I was walking around. I heard you talking about a lot of really good things. Right now, we're going to explore this question. We've been talking about writing opinion essays, and I'm going to ask you to write your opinion based on what you read in Tops and Bottoms and what you did research on the iPads. Do you think the setting for Tops and Bottoms is also Louisiana? Okay? I'm going to give you another piece of paper and you're going to write an opinion essay. If you will look in your tray on your desk, there's a little piece of paper that looks just like this. I want everybody to take that out and put it in front of you. Do not start writing, Ava. We're not writing on that paper, okay? Everyone take that out. It looks exactly like what I have on the board. And this is what I'm going to be using to grade your opinion essay. Okay? I've asked you to take that out right here and look at it with me. This is the different parts of an opinion essay. This is what I'm going to be looking for. So, the first question says what, Honor?
Did I state my opinion?
Good. That's like your first paragraph, isn't it? Did I state my opinion? When you state your opinion, what do you need to do? That's right. Restate your question. Okay? Restate your question.
It's tops and bottoms, in my opinion.
Okay? Or in my start it that way. What does the next thing tell me that I need to do, Ethan?
Did I give evidence to support?
Ooh, did I give evidence to support my opinion? Where do you think this evidence is going to come from, Cole?
In research. It would come from the paper that you just did and walking around.
Exactly. It's going to come from the gallery walk, the research that you gathered from the gallery walk that we just did. Okay? What about number 3? What does number 3 say? What's the third thing that I'm going to be looking for? Allie? Why do you think I had that 2 times, Allie?
Because you're supposed to have 2 or more evidence.
Exactly. I have to have at least 2 reasons, 2 pieces of evidence to support my opinion, right? Okay? And we have to make sure that our evidence ties back to our what? To our opinion, okay? And Jude, can you tell me the last thing that I need to make sure that my writing has?
Did I give it a conclusion or stated my opinion?
And we talked the other day about how to write a strong conclusion, okay? A strong conclusion. So I'm looking today for those 4 pieces. A paragraph that states your opinion, a paragraph that gives evidence, another paragraph that gives evidence, and a last paragraph that restates your opinion. Why do you think I gave this to you? Why do you think I'm giving this to you? Kate?
So you can check yourself.
So you can check yourself when you're done with your writing. Okay? Should you get all 10s on this?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay, absolutely. All right, I'm bringing you a piece of paper. I want you to get started on your writing. I'm going to be writing your opinion essay. Remember, this is the question that we are exploring. Do you think the setting for tops and bottoms is also Louisiana? Does your opinion have to be the exact same as your neighbor's? Not at all, okay? You have to give evidence to support your thinking, okay? Jude, I'm going to be looking at the evidence that supports your thinking. Go. Emily, I like how you put your name at the top as you got started. I like how you put your name at the top as you get started. Boys and girls, you notice when I wrote the word tops and bottoms right here, what did I do to it?
Underlined it.
Raise your hand if you think you can explain to me why I underlined it. Ava Crow?
Because you underlined it because it's the title of a book.
I did. Did I do anything else to it because it's the title of the book?
You capitalized tops and bottoms.
Okay, so if you write tops and bottoms in your essay, what do you think you should do? Capitalize it and underline it. Go. While you're finishing up, I want a couple of you to come up and share what you have. Violet, would you come and share yours, please? Let's let Violet share her thinking. If you're struggling in an area, this might be a way to see something that you need some help with or that you're struggling with. Violet, share what you wrote about. Do you think the setting for tops and bottoms is also Louisiana? Go.
I think tops and bottoms is not set. I think it's not set in Louisiana because lettuce, celery, carrots, and broccoli all don't grow in Louisiana. Another reason is in the story when I looked at the pictures, it looked like Texas. That is why I think tops and bottoms are not set.
Okay. Can anybody give Violet maybe a suggestion on something she could have done to make her writing even stronger with maybe more like solid evidence? Peyton, what are you thinking?
I think she could go to her, did I give conclusion that restated my opinion? And she could say, no, that is why, no, it's tops and bottoms is not a Louisiana culture thing because it mainly all the crops are not grown in Louisiana.
Okay, so you think she could have restated her conclusion to make it a little bit stronger? Okay, she restated it, so I think that's pretty strong. What else? Harper, how can you help her?
I think she should do like the whole thing of the conclusion
restated, but she forgot to summarize her reasons and she forgot to give her final thought within her conclusion. Okay? Can anybody else think of what she could do to make her writing a little stronger? What are you thinking, Honor?
She could have put at least one or two of the states that the crops were born in.
I agree. Violet didn't use her research. She told us that these crops were not grown in Louisiana, but she didn't use evidence from her research to support her opinion, right? Okay, so Violet could have used some more evidence from her research to make hers a little bit stronger. I agree with y'all. Thank you. Tate, are you ready to share? Bring yours up and let's share yours. All right.
I think tops and bottoms takes place in Louisiana. One reason I think tops and bottoms takes place in Louisiana is they have a lot of crops that grow in Louisiana. My second piece of evidence is the characters are animals that live in Louisiana. That's why I think tops and bottoms takes place in Louisiana.
Okay. That's interesting. That is interesting. Hey, do you agree or disagree with what Tate wrote?
I disagree because I don't see many bears in Louisiana.
There are bears in Louisiana. But did we research the animals?
No, we researched the
We
crops.
researched the crops. So, let's see. Mary Grace, are you ready to share? Okay, let's see what you have. Let's see Mary Grace's thinking.
I think the setting for tops and bottoms isn't in Louisiana. One reason why I think this is Louisiana doesn't grow radishes. They grow in California.
Good. I like it.
Another reason is Louisiana doesn't grow carrots. Those are a few reasons why I think that the setting isn't Louisiana.
Okay. Can anybody help Mary Grace? This paragraph right here just looks a little sad. It's not very long. Do you think Mary Grace could have put some more evidence in this paragraph? Who can help her know what she could do to fix that paragraph? Eli?
Could say where carrots are grown and like she stated on the other one.
Excellent. So in this paragraph, she did a great job of saying Louisiana doesn't grow radishes, and then she stated where radishes do grow. So on this one, she could have made it a stronger paragraph by stating they don't. Louisiana doesn't grow carrots, but you could state where they do grow carrots. Okay.
They grow in California too.
So go fix that.
I think tops and bottoms is not in Louisiana. One reason why I think the tops and bottoms is not in Louisiana is because almost all the crops are in California and Arizona. Another reason why is because not all the crops were in Louisiana and if there is, there's only a little bit. All these reasons why I think the book Tops and Bottoms is not in Louisiana. They were all in California. None were in Louisiana.
Okay. So she's saying that a lot of these crops were grown in California and not necessarily in Louisiana. Correct? I kind of agree with her. That was something that I also saw as I was walking around. Okay. Come share for us, please, Kate. Thank you, Emma. Kate?
I think the setting is not Louisiana in tops and bottoms. The first reason I think it is not in Louisiana is that celery, one of the crops in the story, doesn't grow there. It grows in California and Florida. The next reason I think it is not in Louisiana is because lettuce doesn't grow there. It grows in California too. Another plant that grows in California is a carrot. My last reason I think it is not in Louisiana is that broccoli grows in California. Those plants don't grow in Louisiana. That is why I think the setting is California.
Excellent piece, Kate. I would give this like all of her points, okay? She stated her opinion. All of her reasons have evidence based on the research that we did. Okay, and she even put her own final thought there at the end in her conclusion. Instead of just saying these plants don't grow in Louisiana, that's her summary. She summarized her opinion, but then she also put her own thought into it. That is why I think the setting is California. Okay, because all of the crops that were listed were grown in California. Okay, excellent job. Way to go. All right, we're going to have to stop there. Some of you have some really good thinking. Some of you are still working on your thinking. I can't wait to read them all. I am going to collect them, so I'll get to read everyone's thinking. Okay? Let's talk about what we're going to do tomorrow. Okay, listen to me. Jude, let's not put anything away. I need you listening. Okay? Tomorrow, now that we have discovered that this story is not set in Louisiana, we're going to do some more research on the similarities and the differences between these two stories. Okay? These stories have a lot of things that are in common about them, but there's also a lot of things that are different about these two stories. And so tomorrow we're going to talk some more about the similarity and differences between Tops and Bottoms and La Pan Place Possum. Right?